Welcome back to Story Vaulted. It was the anthem of 1987, but the path to stardom was a gamble. Now, we open the vault to the story of Taylor Dayne. Every superstar debut begins with a myth, a moment of undeniable destiny. But for the voice that defined the late 1980s, that moment wasn't born in the gleaming tower of a record label. It was born in the desperate chaos of the New York club scene and financed by the most unlikely venture capitalist, her father. The artist was Leslie Wunderman, struggling in the early days, paying her bills by singing late-night sets in a Russian nightclub in Brighton Beach. She had already played every club in New York, and her producer, Ric Wake, who was only 19 years old at the time, truly believed in her raw, powerful voice. But they knew they needed more than energy. They needed a sonic missile, a definitive crossover song that could pierce the pop stratosphere. The breakthrough arrived not in a publishing office, but on the West Side Highway. Running into an old high school acquaintance led Leslie to a publisher who gave her a cassette tape of overlooked demos, and on it was a song called Tell It to My Heart. The solution required a risk so profound, so personal, it carried the weight of an entire family's future. Leslie's father provided a $6,000 loan specifically to cut the demo recording of that track. This was not corporate funding. This was a blue-collar family betting their savings on a 3-minute track. The psychological pressure to validate her family's faith and financial sacrifice was everything. The irony? That diamond they gambled everything on was initially thought to be worthless. The song was a demo that the songwriter himself almost never delivered, believing it was simply not good enough. The moment that demo, now under the stage name Taylor Dayne, hit the streets in July of 1987, the industry buckled. Tell It to My Heart didn't just climb the charts, it detonated, first exploding overseas and turning Taylor Dayne into an overnight star in Europe. The raw commercial evidence arrived almost instantly, demonstrating the market's voracious appetite. The specialized 12-inch dance record, the format prized by club DJs and essential for dance music penetration, flew off the shelves, selling an astonishing 900,000 copies alone. This was irrefutable market proof that a full album was urgently needed. Arista Records realized they had only a narrow window of market exploitation to maximize the financial return on this phenomenon. Their mandate was absolute and brutal. Take the successful single, find 9 additional tracks, and deliver a complete, polished, 10-track debut album, the 38-minute and 48-second Tell It to My Heart, in an unyielding, frantic 8-week deadline. The album had to be finished and pressed by January of 1988 to coincide with the single's peak chart performance. This was the true pressure cooker. The stakes shifted from personal financial risk to massive commercial expectation. How do you create a flawless pop album in under 60 days? The answer required operational chaos and human endurance. Producer Ric Wake became a logistical general, orchestrating sessions concurrently across multiple New York City studios, including Cove City Sound, Platinum Island, Power Station, and Quad Recording. This multi-studio approach was essential just to overcome the severe time constraints. For Taylor herself, the recording schedule was punishing. She'd been paying her bills, performing late-night 10-hour shifts at that Russian nightclub. She vividly recalls leaving the club and driving immediately to the studio to meet Rick at 4 or 5 in the morning to work on the tracks. She felt like a lab rat in the basement, constantly pushing her already enormous voice to its limit. They relied on early digital recording techniques using SSL consoles to rapidly layer her vocals, converting her powerful, sometimes raw, demo takes into polished, major label quality tracks under impossible pressure. Yet, despite this chaotic, high-pressure sprint, the album was a triumph. It shot up the charts, quickly achieving double platinum certification for shipping over 2 million copies in the United States. It delivered 4 US top 10 singles, including the phenomenal I'll Always Love You and, ironically, Don't Rush Me, a massive hit recorded under the exact condition it warns against. To understand why Tell It to My Heart conquered the world, you must isolate the core elements Taylor Dayne brought to the track. The song was more than just 80s synth pop. It was an exercise in vocal ferocity. The track, characterized by its infectious, happy hook and busy synth pop beats, was described by critics as a song with real guts that felt voracious. With her dramatic, so passionate, it's a little scary delivery. The result was a sonic Roman candle, blasting fireballs of fun onto the dance floor. Producer Ric Wake noted that when people first heard her, they often assumed she was Black or some kind of ethnic singer due to her incredibly soulful power. But the secret to that sustained vocal strength, the ability to belt it out night after night and still sound perfect decades later, was her operatic training. That classical technique was a conscious decision she made early on, not just for sound, but to literally maintain her voice against the exhausting demands of screaming over the noise in the clubs. Taylor was ready for the metamorphosis. As a young girl, she looked at the beautiful stars and thought they came from a magic kingdom. As a teenager, she looked at supermodels in Vogue and promised herself, "Jeez, one day this ugly duckling is going to blossom!" She was already living the downtown New York fashion on 8th Street and 2nd Avenue, adopting the St. Mark's girl look of leather and pleather. When the cameras finally rolled for the Tell It to My Heart video, giving her the extensions and the red lipstick, the woman on screen was the result of years of preparation. Fast forward nearly 4 decades. Taylor Dayne is once again dominating screens, going viral on platforms like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. And it's not just nostalgia, it's the shock factor of sustained, immense talent. The clips that explode across the internet today emphasize one incredible fact. At 63 years old, her voice and high energy still sound exactly the same as they did in the 1980s. Fans are universally impressed, noting she is still killing it and can sing live and kill it without needing lip syncing. Beyond the voice, her physical vitality is contagious. She is praised for looking so vibrant and moving so good with tons of energy, leading fans to call her a goddess and a shining example of how to maintain a vibrant life. Her current success is powered by a new purpose. Following her diagnosis with colon cancer in 2022, she now feels the reason for performing stronger than ever, viewing her role as serving the energy of the audience. The moment she is on stage, she is connecting with the music, which she says is a scientific fact that elevates and integrates people. She continues to tour, cherishing the joy of seeing her audience embrace the music, especially her most loyal LGBTQ community fan base, who were the first to make her a sensation overseas. The classic song is now a time machine, a permanent disco floor filler continually rediscovered through cultural touchpoints, like being played in the Grand Theft Auto video game series. Whether it's the sheer vocal power, the high energy that defies decades, or the enduring happy hook, Tell It to My Heart remains a legendary track that refuses to age. There is no denying that Tell It to My Heart is the track that started it all. But is it the one you keep coming back to? I want to hear from you. Is this your ultimate Taylor Dayne anthem? Or is there another song of hers that holds a special place in your memory? Drop your answer in the comments. Thanks for watching Story Vaulted. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you're ready when we unlock the next legend. But for now, we are closing the vault.